Okay, so we're here with Armando, Turtle's co-owner, and I'm just gonna go over what we've been working on as far as the exiting of the car. So as we all know, Turtle tends to bark when passengers are leaving the car. He does it to you, he does it to me, he does it to anyone that's getting out of the car. So we went through the desensitization and counter conditioning process, which I went over in the email as well, which is basically pairing the trigger of a passenger exiting with getting treats. So the desensitization process is basically kind of slowing it down and going step by step, taking baby steps, all the little things that kind of preempt Turtle to put it together that someone's getting ready to leave, such as taking the seatbelt off, touching the door handle, saying goodbye, all of these things kind of give him, kind of get him prepared for the reaction that he normally has, which in the past was barking at you. So we started just by desensitizing those little processes until the point where I or you or Monique, my coworker that I used to give rides to on the way home from work, would exit the car. Turtle would start to bark, but now the reaction is someone exits the car, Turtle looks expectantly towards whoever the driver is and gives treats. So you'll see on the side of the door I have a jar with treats, little treats. It's got a lid on it so that of course when we leave the dogs in here alone they won't be able to get into it, but it's accessible. So for the purposes of training, we're going to leave it open. You can take, you could just put it back on the side door so that, Turtle can't access it because it's to the left of you. And now I'm going to put my seatbelt on as if I'm getting ready to leave. We're going to go through the whole process. Of course, now he notices that treats have made their way into the picture, so he's going to be a little bit curious. So basically, Turtle would normally be barking at me. I'm just going to go through the whole process here. As soon as I get out of the car and he looks back to you expectantly, that's the point at which you're going to give him treats, because this is an operant phase of the training process. So that is what you're actually going to be reinforcing, that look back. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'll put him here. Get out of the car, which is usually where he starts to panic. Close the car door. All right, voila. So instead of barking at me, he now knows that as soon as he looks back at you, he's gonna get a treat. And that's how it's gonna work. So we're going to continue to sort of monitor his progress, keep an eye on his body language. If it seems like he's starting to go over threshold like we discussed, just kind of remove him from the situation, take a look around, see, the environment and where we may have put him in a position where he feels unsafe, and try and avoid that in the future. Of course, it's, behavior is fluid, so we're going to have to kind of understand that there may or may not be a few setbacks. We're going to kind of adjust the training plan as often as necessary, but I think as long as we continue down this path, we're going to be seeing only progress from Turtle. So there you go. Any questions?
No.
No? Nothing at all?
No, it seems pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Just
all right.
When he looks back, you give him a treat.
Yes.
And that's what I did.
That's essentially, yes. And then also keeping an eye on all of those, signs that maybe he's starting to panic, and get his attention. And then when he looks back at you, you can treat him in the moment. If he does bark and he does seem to overreact to a situation where, if you, for example, were driving and maybe you didn't have an opportunity to fumble around and grab the treats, and he does bark at someone, don't worry about it. I mean, it's management is important as well, but like I said, we're living in the real world, and there's going to be situations where this might happen. We're going to do everything we can in our power to avoid them, but of course, don't be disappointed if it does. and that's kind of that's the majority of it.
Completely understandable.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much. Good job, Turtle. Good boy.